Some people dream of holidays spent on a beach, drink in hand, doing absolutely nothing. The gentle sound of waves, the sun warming your skin, and the only decision being whether to nap or take another dip in the sea. It's the classic image of relaxation, the kind of break that promises to melt away all your worries. I, however, have fallen for the myth that true joy is found in physical suffering, otherwise known as adventure travel. There's this persistent idea that unless you're pushing your limits, you're not really living. So instead of a sun lounger, I find myself knee-deep in mud, convinced that discomfort is the gateway to enlightenment. Instead of comfort, I've chosen a trip where survival is the main goal and blister plasters outnumber swimming trunks. My suitcase is a shrine to first aid kits and bug spray, not flip-flops and sunscreen. Every step is a reminder that I could have been sipping coconut water instead of rationing water on a trail. Why do we do this? For the experience, for the memories. And let's be honest, to brag to friends who spent their week binge-watching TV. There's a certain pride in returning home with stories of hardship, as if suffering somehow makes the trip more authentic. My latest misadventure? The Banaue Rice Terraces in the Philippines, a place that looks like a green staircase to heaven, but feels more like a stairmaster set to punish. The photos looked serene and majestic. Every image promised tranquility, ancient beauty, and a sense of awe. It was easy to imagine myself wandering through misty fields, lost in wonder. No one mentioned the million steps or the bus ride that feels like a 12-hour spin cycle. The reality is a test of endurance, not a gentle stroll. The journey there alone is enough to make you question your life choices. So here I am, trading my sofa for a mountain range, bracing for humidity, insects, and the possibility of snakes. Every sound in the undergrowth is a reminder that nature is not always your friend. What I wasn't prepared for was the relentless vertical climb. This place laughs at gentle slopes. Each step is a negotiation with gravity, and every pause is a small victory. It's as if someone said, "Let's make a cliff, but with rice." The landscape is breathtaking, but so is the effort it takes to move through it. This is my story, a cautionary tale about letting Instagram plan your holiday. The gap between filtered photos and real life can be as wide as these terraces are steep. Sometimes the pursuit of adventure is just a fancy way to suffer in new and interesting places. We chase novelty, but often find exhaustion instead. And yet, here I am, ready to climb. Because deep down, I know that even if adventure travel is a glorious delusion, it's one I'll keep chasing, one muddy, breathtaking step at a time. The first thing you notice at Banaue is the view, an emerald amphitheater carved into the mountainside. The terraces are both chaotic and orderly, nature forced into a geometric masterpiece. They call it the Stairway to Heaven, but it's really the stairway to severe calf pain. Every terrace is linked by stone steps, mud paths, and ledges, no escalators, just endless climbing. Here, every walk is a workout, and the main attraction is manual labor. You are the ride, and the thrill is not tumbling into a paddy field. Compared to a Vegas slot machine or a Disney ride, this is the opposite of relaxing. But there's something impressive about it, the audacity, the scale. Gasping for air, sweat in your eyes, you look out and feel a flicker of awe. For a moment you understand why people come here. It's beautiful, insane, and a very long way from home. And then you remember, you have to walk back down. The adventure is only half over. Let's talk about the stairs, ancient, uneven, and endless. Some steps are knee-high lunges, others barely wide enough for a foot. It's a guessing game for your legs, and the penalty for losing is a sprained ankle. I thought I was fit, until 15 minutes in, when I was sweating, wheezing, and questioning my life choices. Locals, meanwhile, glide past with baskets on their heads, barely breaking a sweat. Children treat the terraces like a playground. I cling to rocks, panting. My guide, Berto, assures me, "Just a little further, sir," which means at least another hour of climbing. Each time he says it, my soul shrinks a little more. This isn't a holiday, it's a boot camp disguised as a scenic tour. The physical challenge is relentless, humbling, and oddly addictive. I signed up for this willingly, and now I'm paying the price. But there's a strange satisfaction in pushing through, even if I'll never look at stairs the same way again. The real reason for this ordeal? The perfect photograph. In the age of social media, if you don't post it, did it even happen? So I ventured onto narrow ledges, risking a muddy plunge for that iconic shot. The humidity fogged my lens, mud clung to everything, and I looked like I'd lost a game show. all for a photo that would get a few dozen likes from people on their sofas. In America, you park and snap a picture. Here, you balance on ancient walls, fending off insects and gravity. Eventually the sun broke through, illuminating the terraces in green and gold. For a moment it was perfect. I felt triumphant, covered in mud, aching everywhere. Then reality hit. I had to climb back down. The things we do for Instagram. But that fleeting sense of accomplishment, worth every slip and curse. Sometimes the best memories are the messiest, and the most exhausting. The people of Banaue are impossibly friendly, greeting you with warm smiles as you stumble through their world. Their hospitality is so genuine, it feels like you're being welcomed home, even if you're thousands of miles away from your own. Villages buzz with life, chickens roam, dogs nap, children play, and everything feels a million miles from modern chaos. The air is filled with laughter, the clucking of hens, and the occasional crow of a rooster, all blending into a soundtrack that's both lively and soothing. It makes you question if you really need that smart fridge back home, or if life's true luxuries are actually much simpler, like a warm meal and good company. The food? Hearty and unsurprisingly, rice-based, red rice, white rice, rice cakes, maybe even rice ice cream. Rice is more than a staple here, it's a way of life, woven into every meal and every celebration. My guide insisted I try a local delicacy involving an unidentifiable animal part in a mysterious brown sauce. The dish was presented with such pride I couldn't refuse even as my curiosity battled my nerves. I smiled, ate it, and made a mental note to double my stomach medicine. The flavors were bold, earthy, and unlike anything I'd tasted before, a true leap of faith for my taste buds. This isn't the culinary adventure of New York or Florida, it's simple, authentic, and sometimes a test of bravery. Meals are cooked over open fires, recipes passed down through generations, each bite a connection to the past. The menu is limited, but it connects you to the place, and occasionally to the nearest bathroom. There's a certain honesty in the food here, a lack of pretense that's both refreshing and humbling. It's all part of the adventure, I told myself, searching for the nearest exit. Every meal is a gamble, but also a story waiting to be told. Here, food is tradition, not trend. Meals are about sharing, about community, about honoring the land and the people who work it. And every meal is a story. Around the table, laughter and tales flow as freely as the rice, weaving visitors into the fabric of village life. Even if it's one you tell from the comfort of your own bathroom later. The memories, though, are worth every questionable bite. The hospitality, though, is unforgettable. It lingers long after the meal is over, a reminder of the kindness found in the simplest places. And that's what sticks with you, the warmth of the people, the stories shared, and the feeling that for a moment, you truly belonged. The Banaue Rice Terraces are called the eighth wonder of the world, a bold claim, but standing there, you get it. Built by the Ifugao people over 2,000 years ago with nothing but grit and basic tools, it's a marvel of engineering. The irrigation system channels water perfectly, sustaining the terraces for millennia. It's a living ecosystem still working after centuries. We struggle to build bridges that last a decade. They built a self-watering mountain. Climbing it, I wondered why they didn't just plant rice on flat land. But like the pyramids, it's about more than practicality. It's a testament to human determination. Is it truly the eighth wonder? Maybe. It's not flashy, but it's a living monument to a culture's bond with the land. And it's beautiful, humbling, and utterly exhausting. In 1995, the Rice Terraces became a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a gold star from the United Nations. This wasn't just a ceremonial pat on the back, it was a global nod to the terrace's extraordinary legacy, a way of saying, hey world, pay attention, this is something worth saving. It's official recognition of their cultural and historical value, and a plea not to build a shopping mall on top. The designation is a shield, a promise that these ancient steps carved into the mountainside will be protected from the relentless march of modern development. For tourists, it's mostly a bragging point, a chance to say, I've been to a UNESCO site, and collect another digital badge for their social feeds. Does the UNESCO badge make the climb easier? No. The steps are still steep, the air still thin, and your legs will still burn. The mud less muddy? Not at all. Your shoes will still squelch, and you'll still wonder if you packed enough socks. But it does add a sense of importance. You're not just a tourist, you're a connoisseur of culture, sweating for a good cause. Every drop of sweat feels like a tribute to the generations who built these terraces by hand. You feel pressure to appreciate it deeply, even as you long for a cold drink. There's a sense of duty to look beyond the discomfort and really see the wonder in front of you. The designation helps protect the terraces for future generations, so they too can suffer and marvel. It's a way of ensuring that the stories, skills, and sweat of the ancestors aren't washed away by time or neglect. It's a reminder that some places are too precious to lose. The terraces are more than just a backdrop for photos. They're living history shaped by hands and hearts over centuries. The terraces survived 2,000 years without a plaque, but every bit of protection helps. The world changes fast, and sometimes a little extra attention is what keeps history alive. Even if it means more tourists like me complaining about the stairs, maybe that's the price of keeping the past present. In the end, it's about preserving awe and agony for the next adventurer. The struggle is part of the story, and the reward is a view that's truly earned. And that's worth a little extra effort. Because some places deserve to be hard to reach, they're worth every step, or at least a lot of extra steps. And maybe, just maybe, a little more appreciation each time you catch your breath. After a day of adventure, I retired to my luxury escape. A traditional Ifugao hut. Luxury here means a wooden hut on stilts, a thatched roof, and a steep ladder for a door. Inside, a mattress on the floor, a single light bulb, and a mosquito net I hoped would hold. The bathroom? A separate building, a short treacherous walk away. No TV, no minibar, just the sounds of the jungle, and my own exhaustion. It was either deeply peaceful or deeply terrifying, I couldn't decide. But waking up to misty terraces was a view no city hotel could match. This was a different kind of wealth, measured in silence, scenery, and detachment from the modern world. It was basic, uncomfortable, and unforgettable. And it made me appreciate my own bed at home more than ever. Sometimes discomfort is the best souvenir. To my fellow Americans who equate vacation with buffets and water parks, consider a different kind of trip. There's a world out there where mild suffering leads to great stories, and even greater bragging rights. Trade your flip-flops for hiking boots, your cocktail for lukewarm water, your air-conditioned room for a hut on stilts. Beach vacations are predictable. Adventure is a roll of the dice. You might hate it, you might love it, but you'll never be bored. Next time someone brags about Cancun, you can top them with tales of ancient mountains and questionable delicacies. Is it a shallow reason to travel? Maybe. Is it effective? Absolutely. Step out of your comfort zone. Go somewhere without a Starbucks. Visit the Banaue Rice Terraces, where the views are stunning and the stairs are endless. You'll come back with more than a tan. You'll have a story, a new perspective, and a deep appreciation for a comfortable chair. And isn't that what travel is really about? Go on, make your next holiday an adventure worth telling.